Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the wonderful world you are tuning in from. This is Jesse Brower coming at you live from the tuition free School of Entrepreneurship show. We've got special guest Andrew James on the tuition free School of Entrepreneurship show today. And before I introduce him, I want to just let you guys know, maybe it's your first time watching, maybe you're just tuning in for the first time. I want to let you guys know why I do the show, and it's really three reasons. Number one, I want to inspire entrepreneurship around the world with a specific focus on the Philippines. As you guys can see behind me, there's the Chocolate Hills. Chocolate Hills is one of the natural wonders in the Philippines. It's in Bohol. I lived in Bohol for 3 years and I fell in love with the country. My wife's Filipino. My two sons were both born in the Philippines. So I want to inspire entrepreneurship in the Philippines. And it's my personal goal that I will inspire through this show and through this movement 300,000 Filipinos to start a business because of me, and maybe even more than that. And number two, the reason why I do this show is because people have been telling me I have a radio voice and I should be doing something like this. So I'm doing it and I'm having a ton of fun. I just really love the sound of my own voice. And number three, I get to surround myself with the experts, guys like Andrew, trading experts, real estate experts, e-commerce experts, you name it. And I get to surround myself with experts. And, it's like they say, you surround yourself with the people you want to become like. So I get to grow and learn with you guys. So it's just terrific, really. So that's why I do the show. And with that, we've got Andrew James on the show, and what we're going to talk about today, he's really an entrepreneur extraordinaire. I mean, this guy, his focus right now is network marketing. He's absolutely crushing it. He's killing it. He's building a downline, and I'm really impressed with what he's been doing with a particular company called B. And he's just really stepped into this, and he's building it out. So he is Andrew James. And so with that, Andrew, I want to let you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about who you are for a couple of minutes.
I appreciate being on, and this is obviously my first time on your show, and your mission behind everything is actually really cool. I didn't even know that myself, so I'm actually inspired. But yeah, Andrew James, I'm 32 years old. I currently live out here in Texas, New Braunfels, Texas. I grew up in El Paso, Texas. If you guys know where that's at, it's like border with Juarez, Mexico, and right next to New Mexico. And I lived there until I was about maybe 12 years old. My dad worked for the government, so he took us out to the East Coast in Maryland. And I grew up half of my teenage life out there. And then I came back to Texas, and I've always just been a go-getter. I've always just kind of always like lived on the edge. I've always been that kind of guy that just like wanted to like travel and explore and just, live fast, right? And after high school, I tried the college thing, right? Because my mom told me to. I just wanted to be successful. That's the only thing I've ever known. But I wanted to be successful in fame and movies, right? And after 2 years of college, I said, Mom, this isn't for me, right? Like, I got to go out there. I got to live my best life. I got to pursue what I want to do. I'm not going to be young forever. So I moved to New York City. I lived in New York City for 2 years, 69th and Broadway, Upper West Side. So for anybody that's been to New York or is familiar with New York City. And I remember I applied for this internship, and I had no college degree, and that's what was required. But on the when I was applying, I put that I did. I did have a degree, but I didn't have a degree, right? Anyways, I went and I did the interview, and I got it. It was crazy because they were only taking 5 spots, man. And the guy, Chris, he was a producer, and he called me and said, hey, man, you don't have a degree, do you? I said, no, man, I don't. And he's like, well, that's fine, bro, but we're going to give the last spot to you, right? Just based off because of my energy and my will just to, like, learn and just do whatever it takes, right? Long story short, lived there. I went to Hollywood, lived in Hollywood for a few years.
Wow.
And, yeah, man, it's kind of that was pretty much my whole 20s. I'm 32 now, and I was just always up on the go, and that's just kind of who Andrew James is, man. And I landed a reality show in LA.
Cool.
It was called, yeah, it never aired. It never aired, but it was called LA's Hottest Promoter. We shot about 4 episodes before the executive producer pulled out, and it was just a beautiful, awesome experience. And that was really how close I got to, like, fame, I guess you want to say. And ever since then, I've just been on the hunt for fame and stuff like that. And, obviously, I'm in network marketing. I've been in network marketing for 5 years. And, and now I'm here. I'm on the Jesse Brower show, man. I mean, I've made it. Mom, I made it. Mom, where are you? I don't know where you're at, Mom, but I made it. I'm here. But that's Andrew James. That's my background. And Yeah, man. Now I'm here and just kind of really living up. I just had a son. He's 2 months old, and fatherhood has been super super awesome. And obviously launching the business and all this good stuff. So yeah, man, that's kind of Andrew James, man. Just kind of on the go and living life to the fullest, man.
Hey, that's terrific. That's really terrific. So, as I mentioned, you're actually pretty focused right now on network marketing, and you're building out some things with that, and you've had some pretty great success relatively quickly. And I kind of feel like we, with this particular company that you and I are involved with, we have an opportunity to change some lives, and realistically, we could actually change the world if we do it right, and we really plant those seeds. How do you think you can change the world through entrepreneurship, Forex, and network marketing? Yeah, let's talk about the huge implications here.
When you merge two of these giant industries, such as the foreign exchange market, right, which does $6.6 trillion a day, it's just money being exchanged at just these crazy algorithm rates, right? Speed, just boom, boom, money being exchanged, and then you have the billion-dollar industry of network marketing, and then you merge the two. It's an unstoppable force. And whoever thought of merging the two, I don't know who it was, right? But they're a genius, and I hope they're really rich off of it. But in that kind of information, where you merge these two giant industries together and produce information for the public, for the average person to come into such a high frequency, a volume of money, and the potential to earn 6, 7, 8, 9 figures, that's life changing. And what we need people to truly understand that with this information, we could definitely change the world. We could definitely impact your city, your state, your country. And Jesse, we just launched B here in the United States on June 22nd. This is something that's becoming very popular, very big, right? Forex and network marketing and making money from your phone and tapping into this investing or investor world. And a lot of people are seeing that. We're actually creating a trend. And we're creating the wave, right? And Forex, if you guys have ever traded before, right, they say the trend is your friend. And in this case, we're creating the trend. So this is being the friend before it's actually your friend, right? And the more people that experience this, and they experience the power of Forex, and they experience the power of cryptocurrency, and how they could see their money multiply right in front of their eyes in a split second, that's going to change the world. And people are going to see money differently, and people are going to view money differently, and people are going to have a different appreciation for money. But most importantly, they're going to have a different appreciation for themselves, to be like, whoa, wait, did I just profit $10 in 10 seconds when I used to work a job that would pay me $10 per hour? Wow.
Right.
You see that? And it's powerful. And that little spark of that feeling, that's what's going to change the world.
Right. I feel you on that, man. And I think just putting the financial literacy out there and letting people know that they can trade. And trading is one of those things. You do need to learn it. You need to understand it, but that's what we're offering, is we're teaching people how to actually do it, and you can make money, reliably, trading in the Forex market. And I just think it's incredible, and I would like more people to know about that. Just entrepreneurship in general. But let's talk more about network marketing. I think network marketing, you can change the world with that, because here's why. One, you can be, it's kind of like, what do they call it? There's entrepreneurship, and then there's like intrapreneurship. I think I'm using the word properly. But with network marketing, it's like you can be an entrepreneur, but you don't have to start your own thing. You can come in there, and you can really, there's team building, there's a lot of tools, there's coaching, there's a brand already, and there's an advertising budget. So you can kind of use network marketing as a real catalyst to build up your entrepreneurial journey. And a lot of entrepreneurs get their start in network marketing because, like I said, there's team building, there's motivation. So far in B, I've had such a great experience, like with Corey Cromrie. Just think about this guy and the mentoring that he provides and the stuff like that, just by being a part of this. And I've paid money for mentoring like this before, and I'm getting it as part of just being in that. So I think network marketing, whether it be with B or with any other company that's reputable, is a great way to start your entrepreneurial journey, because like I said, you can come in and be an entrepreneur. You can come in and sell and hustle and build something without having to build it from scratch. And I think you can really, if you've got something that you believe in and you've got something is incredible, like with what we're doing, you can go out and teach people. You can have an education platform, teach them how to trade forex, and in the meantime, they can, even just take signals and they don't have to search for their own trades. So, and then just know how to use the signals and stuff like that. So I think it's incredible, with entrepreneurship that you can do that through network marketing, and you can come in and you've already got a brand. It's kind of like a done for you business. It's almost like a franchise, you like a McDonald's or something. You come in there and you do that. So I'm really excited about it as well. My particular goal with this particular company is 30 grand a month, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm not there yet, but I think, just through Facebook ads and using some automation and stuff, I think I can get to that point. And I mean, this is a side hustle for me. I've got another business. I've got a lead generation business that I do. It's really an appointment setting business. And, but I just think that if I can build up a residual income and it's autopilot and it's cash flow, I like that, because it's like with my appointment setting business, I can make sick money, really great rate. I mean, 15, 20 grand a week per client. I mean, realistically. But here's the thing. If I stop, the money stops. So I'm looking at it like, okay, well, if I can build something up in a downline and people are paying on residual, it just makes perfect sense to do that and to spend money out for Facebook ads and to make it happen. So I like network marketing. I mean, this is my first real go at it as an entrepreneur, but I'm committed. I mean, Eric Garrison brought me in, dude, and literally, like I said, I've been experimenting with some Facebook ads and throwing people into a Facebook group and trying to get some warm leads and stuff like that. I'm not really hitting on all cylinders yet, but I definitely have a plan to make it work, and we're going to get this thing popping. But I just think network marketing is terrific, and you can absolutely change the world if you've got a product that you believe in. And you're a great example, because you've come in, and I think you've already hit a pretty high level of success in a relatively short amount of time. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, how fast have you been able to hit certain levels?
So, my network marketing career dates back to 2015. And I remember my friend sending me a text message saying, hey, there's this kid making $250,000 a year. I think you would be great at what he does. Come check it out. And it was at that point when I said, I'm currently not making $250,000 a year. $250,000 a year is a lot of money. If a kid's doing it and they think I'm capable of doing it, I'm all in. Anyways, long story short, went over, saw a presentation, fell in love, didn't know it was the industry of network marketing, didn't know it was MLM. I just saw a product and me having to work and push this product and me get paid a lot of money to do so. And I just fell in love with the concept, and I fell in love that you didn't have to be great, right? You didn't have to have a business degree. You didn't have to have anything special except dedication and a will to want to win. And my first company, I did extremely well. And I didn't even know the lingo, right? We say downline and coaching and mentorship. I didn't know that stuff. Yeah, I was slinging this energy drink, and I was telling the whole world about it. That's all I was just promoting this energy drink. Buy this energy drink, bro. Get on my team. Help me sell this energy drink. And I did phenomenal. My first 3 months were a little rough because I wasn't doing things very right, but I was determined. 3 months in, that's when I go and I smacked the six-figure income with my first company. And that's when I just knew the industry of network marketing was for me, because it gave me, an average person, the ability to earn an above average income. And so I fell in love with the industry, man. And I had my trials and tribulations, just as any entrepreneur, goes through in any business, whether it's online or offline. And obviously, fast forward to B, with our awesome technology for all the listeners here, man. I mean, B is just this great big tech giant that's entering the space. And I got started about 70 days ago, went all in, and I smacked a six-figure income in 45 days. And it wasn't because of anything special. I really have to give it all back to B because of their technology and their marketing and their leadership and everything. So I just pointed people in the right direction, and they said yes. And the more yeses you get, the more money you make in network marketing, right? And I just knew that this was it, because I was like, man, like before network marketing, I was like, man, I have to be famous to be rich, or I have to be an athlete to be rich, or I need to learn how to invest. But at the time, I didn't know how to invest, and I thought it was just so hard, or you needed to go to school. And that's the problem with so many people. They just lack that information. And I'm here to tell you that none of that stuff's true. You don't need to be famous, and you don't need to be an athlete. A lot of us aren't going to be athletes, right? I'm not going to be playing for the Dallas Cowboys or the Lakers anytime soon. So where's the next best thing where an average person could earn an above average income? It's network marketing. You could start at the bottom, build a team of consumers, and in our case, we build a team of subscribers, using our technology the same way people use Netflix, the same way people use Uber, the same way people use Airbnb. And we build a network of subscribers, and every time that subscription goes through, we're getting paid. And it goes back to what you said, Jesse, right? You don't have to show up. Like, it's not like a barber, you have to show up to get paid, or a personal trainer, you have to show up to get paid, or a masseuse, you have to show up to get paid. Here, it's completely online, and we're reaching the masses, and you're there in the Philippines, man, and it's wide open space, and we just launched here in the States. It's wide open space. So imagine when you have 1 million people subscribing to your network and using our technology that we offer here at B. Yeah, you're going to be making a lot of money. And I saw that, and my vision just expanded. And I was like, man, I was excited, 5 years ago about $250,000 a year. Now I'm going to be, soon I'll be smacking $250,000 a month.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
and that's the power of this industry. You can quantum leap. And I don't have a degree. There's nothing special about me. And this is what I always try to tell everybody, Jesse. Everybody has a motivational switch inside them, and only you can flip it on, and only you can flip it off, and only you can leave it on, or only you can leave it off, right? Self-motivation and the ability just to accept this information and then apply it. Then the more you do that, the more money you make, man. And it's just like you said, the mentoring, the coaching, the access to certain individuals that will allow you to grow just as a human. Right. Because before you grow the bank account, man, you and I know you got to grow the mind, right? Because if you give someone $1 million that's never made $1 million and they're used to making $1,000 a month, they're not going to know what to do with that kind of money. That's why all these lottery winners go bankrupt, all right? They go instantly broke right away because you just give them this cash, this buttload of cash, and then they just blow it because in their mind, they only know how to earn and live up to $1,000 a month. And so they're so quick to get back to that subconsciously, right? So you got to learn and grow, and you got to go through this stuff. And my success, it's not typical, right? I think this is taking 5 years to accomplish what I've been able to accomplish. So it's not like, oh, dude, this guy came in and 45 days, did it. This is an accumulation of my year's work, of 5 years in the past, of putting in the work and the calls and the traveling and building my mind to make sure that I'm ready for $250,000 a month, to make sure that I'm ready for $250,000 a week, to make sure I'm ready for $250,000 a day.
Yes.
Right? So that's why I love this industry, because this industry shaped who I am today, and it's taken 5 years. So, you got to respect the game, and you got to respect the industry, and you got to respect entrepreneurship, and just understand that it's going to take time. But if you're consistent, you never give up, you'll definitely reach your goals.
Well, and, to your comment, I'll just bounce back off of that. It take time, yes, maybe, but there's sometimes opportunity, man. You could just seize it. And, like, I hear what you're saying because you've got the experience, you had to build up to it, but sometimes opportunity, you can just hit it and you can start making a lot real quick. And I one of the things I like to say to my followers is, as long as everything is done ethically, there's no reason to go slow. So you can do it as quick as you can possibly do it. And with the internet, you can scale and you can do stuff. And I know that also applies to network marketing. And not to discredit what you're saying, but just to bounce back off of it, I think you can go quickly in business. And I think you can absolutely scale quickly. But man, that is incredible what you've been up to and what you've been doing. And I love your attitude, dude. I heard was it you the other day on one of the calls that was saying, I don't know if it was you or one of the other guys. You were talking about moving stuff around, like in your house or like in your life, like actually changing positions to keep your mind growing. I don't know if that was you, but I think that's important. Like as an entrepreneur, we have to be, challenging the norm or breaking the ceilings. Like I was talking to one of my clients yesterday, and I was like, man, let's shift our thinking from a monthly goal down to a daily goal. Let's not think about weekly or monthly. Let's talk about doing this in a day. And what is it going to take, to realistically hit these numbers in a day? Because I know we can do it, brother. And I was talking to him and stuff. And it's like I think because you have to think differently. If you want to hit higher, there's no limit, there's no ceiling, right? I mean, maybe when you're talking about a certain industry and you're talking about a saturation, there's a certain limit. But like we're nowhere near that with with what we're pushing, right? Or with this other thing that I'm talking about. So you just have to, I guess, change the way you think. And I think moving things around in your life could be powerful. It was like, even with my kids, we have a minivan, and it's like, I move their car seats around because I want them to get used to changing all the time. I want them to get used to actually not feeling comfortable in one spot and just thinking this is the way things are. Because to your point and to your comment, somebody that's making $1,000 a month, you give them $1,000,000 and they're going to probably blow it, unless because they're not used to it. So I just think being comfortable with change is also a big part of entrepreneurship, because you got to change all the time and you got to push things. So, I mean, absolutely, man. So why do you choose, do you think, to do this rather than just working a 9 to 5 job? Why are you an entrepreneur rather than working a 9 to 5?
I mean that answer, I hope people could feel that, because who on this earth truly believes to their core that they were meant to be on this earth to take orders from another human being? Have another human being just like you and I, Jesse, right? There's nothing special with any human being on planet Earth, right? There's nothing different from us and these
Right.
billionaires of the world, right? Nobody has special powers. Nobody can fly. Maybe there might be special capabilities like reading fast, right? But my point is, why be on this earth to take orders from other individuals? And then why live on this earth to tell somebody that, you're only worth $8 an hour, you're only worth $10 an hour, And me growing up, I just kind of, I had an issue with that, because I think confidence is just so crucial. Belief in yourself is so crucial. I just always believed that I was supposed to be rich. I just believed that I wanted to be rich. I think everybody does. And what happens is, through society and dogma, everyone says, be realistic. That's never going to happen. You're never
Right.
going to make $1 million. Stop looking at those cars. You're never going to be able to afford them. And you hear that from your mom and your dad and your family and your close friends and your neighbors and people at church and your average community. And you're just being taught these average things, to have average ideas and to do average everything. And your dream and your belief, it just gets diminished and gets diminished and gets diminished and gets diminished, to the point where you're just at your 9 to 5 and you just believe that that's okay because everybody around you is doing that, right? And that was me at such a young age. I just believed that I was going to be rich. I just believed that I was supposed to be rich. I just wanted to. But I'm also, I just wanted to really enjoy my time. Bro, Jesse, let me tell you something. I don't like to say I'm a lazy guy, but man, I don't like to do a lot of things, right? Like I remember being on the school bus. I think it was like 3rd or 4th grade, and I was on the school bus. I was looking outside the window, and I saw this tree. I was like, man, I wish I was that tree. The tree doesn't have to do anything. It just sits there all day, and it doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to go to school. It doesn't have to learn. It just stays there. And I wanted to be a tree, right?
That's funny, man.
Me, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So imagine me going and do these, and I've done everything in the book, Jesse. I've been a waiter. I was a bouncer at a club. I worked at JCPenney, Best Buy. I've done a lot of retail work. Sure. I was in the cell phone industry before I got into MLM, and then I was a promoter. And man, I've worked a lot of jobs. Don't get me wrong. And going from job to job, that was a big sign to me that I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Right.
There was just no job that could fit me, right, for Andrew James. And I was just like, all right. And then entrepreneurship just landed. And I was like, this is for me, because I am now in control of my income. I am now in control of my destiny. And now my belief level, this is where it takes effect. This is where we see who really believes in themselves to go the distance. And it's crazy because like what we were talking about right now, like success loves speed. I'm not saying this might take a while to get rich. I'm just saying that sometimes I didn't have B 5 years ago, right? Like if you get involved in a technology advanced network marketing company or anything that's just revolutionary, yeah, you could cut the learning curve. You could cut the line and you could see success like that. I got new people joining my team every day that have never done, network marketing, and they're hitting it, and they got this team below them, and they're excited. It's their first company. I'm like, yeah, wow, it took me 5 years to get here, but congratulations. You must have been praying to God a lot, right? Like, and that's just what it comes down to, man. So entrepreneurship comes down to those individuals. Anybody can do it. It's open game. But it's only successful for those who believe in themselves. That's it. That's it, man. There's no secret. If you believe you're going to be great, you will be great. And here's a platform to allow you to be great. And that's kind of my take, man. So that's what I always knew. I just knew I was meant for more, and it was meant for greatness. And this is just a stepping stone, right? B is a vehicle to get you to wherever you really want to go, right? Because my true dream is still to be an actor, no doubt. But imagine if I'm making $1 million a month, I'm going to be able to afford my acting coach, acting school. I'm going to have all the time in the world to go to auditions. So entrepreneurship, it just, and specifically network marketing, can allow you to fund your dreams. And that's kind of like my whole take on it, man. And
I love it.
Get excited,
I love it. I really love it. So to those people who are watching who, they're not yet entrepreneurs, or maybe they're starting out and they feel kind of like an imposter. You might have heard the phrase imposter syndrome. Sometimes when people are just starting out, they feel like, well, I'm not an expert, so I don't really, have the authority to talk about this, that, or the other. And, it's all just psychology, man. It's all just like a lot of hogwash in the brain. And I think for me, getting over that, it just comes down to not listening to your feelings. It just comes down to realizing, hey, if I know one thing more than this client or this prospect, I'm already an expert in that area. But what can you say about that? Does somebody have to really be an expert, like know everything about something to get started? Or can they just go ahead and jump in and kind of like learn while they earn?
Man, and here's the number one thing that I can tell to all new entrepreneurs or people looking to come into the space of entrepreneurship. Becoming and remaining a student is what will enable you to grow constantly every single day. Just how we want our bank account to grow, we want us to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually as well, right? I always tell people, you gotta be coachable. You gotta be teachable. Your coachability and your teachability index has to be in crazy high mode all the single time, because the moment you say you know everything is the moment that you know nothing. Because in this industry, you got to constantly learn and you got to constantly grow to reach those levels and those goals. And there's this saying, I can't remember, but it's by a guy named Kevin Trudeau. He has this audio. It's called "Your Wish Is Your Command." Okay, so for those of you on there, you're welcome, because that audio, it's a 12-hour audio, changed my life, right? And he talks about frequencies and vibration, but he talks about remaining coachable and teachable throughout your entrepreneurship. So for those of you that think you need to know everything, you're not. The market conditions change, people change, trends change. Things are always just look at the world that we're living in 2020, Jesse. Things are just constantly changing, and you got to always learn.
Oh no. You're cutting out. Can you hear me, Andrew? Okay, good. We're back.
All right, I was receiving a call on my cell phone, right? This is the thing about technology. It's just like, man, I can do this straight from my iPhone.
Yes.
But what I was saying is you gotta be able to adapt, because things are always changing here, especially in 2020. And if you think you know it all, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be the next Blockbuster. I don't know if you know the Blockbuster story, Jesse, but
absolutely,
right? Netflix came to Blockbuster, and the CEO of Blockbuster said, "Hey, nobody's gonna want to do that. you know how long that's gonna take before people buy movies online? That's never gonna happen." Boom! Netflix came, disrupted the industry, and because Blockbuster didn't adapt, because the CEO thought he knew everything. Now he's worth $0, right? And so For new people coming into network marketing and entrepreneurship, stay coachable, stay teachable. But the number one advice is definitely learn from somebody that has the results that you want, right? And this requires to not even listen to yourself. Here, Jesse, I'll tell you this. As an entrepreneur, I don't listen to myself because I still don't have the results that I want.
Amen to that.
Right?
Amen to that.
So it's important to have a mentor. It is important to follow somebody that has the life you want, that has the cars, that has the house, that has the family, that has the peace, that has the love, that has the confidence that you desire, and follow them. And if you start taking your own advice and you start listening to yourself and you start listening to other people that don't have what you want,
right,
you're going to live that lifestyle, right? So guys, brand new entrepreneurs, stay humble, stay coachable, stay teachable. There's things that are taught here that put people on that uncomfortable side that causes them to get uncomfortable, right? And it's like you said, it's like you have your kids always changing. If you look at the word challenge, Jesse, check this out. There's so many clues in this world. Challenge. If you take out the three letters in challenge, it equals change. Because without challenge, there's no change. So you got to challenge yourself in entrepreneurship for things to change. You can't stay the same person and expect amazing results. I think that was a big part of my problem. The first 3 years of entrepreneurship, I thought I could be the wild, outgoing Andrew James, and it doesn't matter. I don't need to read, and I don't need a mentor, and I can do this, and I can do that. My results were yielded because I refused to challenge myself to grow. And then when I finally did, when I started to challenge myself and I started to grow, so did my income.
Sure.
And that's a part of entrepreneur. And I still have a whole nother level of growing to do because I want to go from 6 figures to 7 figures. Then I need to go from 7 figures to 8, and then 8 to 9. So
that's terrific, man. You know what I think your superpower is your attitude, because you come off as like a Zig Ziglar or a Tony Robbins. You've got such a positive attitude, man. And I think that's teachable. I think people can learn how to have a great attitude by doing exactly what you're talking about, is looking to mentors and looking to people that are more successful than you, because your attitude is just so spot on, dude. And I think that's why you're totally crushing it in life and in entrepreneurship, a big part of it anyway, because you just have such a good outlook. And I love what you said about, not listening to yourself. I did a whole episode on this the other day on, just not listening to your feelings, man, because even yourself will freaking lie to you. Your gut feelings and all this kind of stuff, it'll just lie to you and say, oh, it was like this morning, dude. Because I'm trying to buy, and I will do it. I'm going to get a Tesla by the end of this summer. And it's something told me, well, you know what? You need to wait 6 months, dude. Like somebody, you can't just buy a Tesla. Like you have to wait 6 months because you're not being responsible. And I said, you know what? That's only true if I'm not making enough. But if I'm making enough, then it's totally fine. And like you get all these kind of feelings and stuff, and you just can't listen to your feelings. And I mean, in that you got to use wisdom and stuff. You don't just blow money, but at the same time, like your feelings whenever it comes to like prospecting or anything, like, oh man, I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that or whatever. And I think really what it comes down to is you got to have a plan and you got to stick to that plan, and your feelings are going to be all over the place. And that just comes down to anything in life. It's like if you're driven by your feelings and that's how you live your life, you're going to be in big trouble. But if you're living your life based on a plan and you're saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. These are the numbers that I'm going to hit. This is how I'm going to do it. And I think it comes down to not just in entrepreneurship, but in life in general. And we'll wrap it up here because we're already at 30 minutes and I want to respect your time. But I mean, realistically, think about even with relationships, this thing about feelings, man. Look, think about how many people get married because it feels great. And then as soon as the feelings start going, sideways, it's like, holy crap. And then they lose something good. It's like, because you're not listening, you can't just live your life in business and in life and relationship, everything. If you go based on feelings, you're going to be in big trouble. But if you go based on a plan, I love what you said about you cannot even listen to yourself. That is so powerful because we're not, maybe like we have mentors and people that are like maybe up there, right? And we want to be where they're at. So we need to be listening to them and listening to their wisdom and not just our own intuitions and stuff. And especially those gut feelings, man. I don't believe in that stuff. I think what that is your body trying to keep you alive. But we live in a modern society, and there's no tiger trying to tear your head off. So that gut feeling that's trying to keep you alive is actually holding you back in so many cases. So that's what I wanted to say as for the final thoughts, man. I really appreciate you coming on. Dude, you're an absolute freaking rock star. and I just can't wait to see how you explode with this company and what you're going to do, because I'm going to keep following you, and I just appreciate your friendship as well. So if you've got any final thoughts, go for it.
Hey Jesse, I don't know if I lost you there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think it was just your internet, man. But if you've got any final thoughts, go right ahead, and we'll wrap it up.
Hey Jesse, can you hear me? I lost you.
No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
The mic isn't working. I don't know what happened.
That's all right. Well, anyway, it's been good. That's okay. Well, it's been good, man. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you. I appreciate you, and you can catch it on the replay, because I think my audio still is working. So I appreciate you very much. Peace.